Let's face it, we live in a dangerous world. Just stepping out of your house could put you in harm's way. You could get mugged, robbed, attacked, killed. Walking to your car, you could be struck by another car, a drunk driver. Driving down the road, your tire could blow out and you could lose control and go off a cliff. Now, I'm not trying to be negative or pessimistic. I'm just trying to be realistic. If we know that we live in a dangerous world, we should take steps to be safe. And that means being practical, like being aware of your surroundings, not talking to strangers, things like that. But sometimes, even with all the best efforts, we need just a little extra help. And that's where the spiritual world comes in. Who can we get help from? Well, watch this video, and I think today you'll learn about a new and wonderful helper, a protector, who can help you in many areas of your life. Hey YouTubers, this is Bob. Now look where I am. I'm at the rapids here at the creek right by my home. Anyways, I wanted to come here today because walking by this rapids reminds me of the story of St. Christopher. Now, some of you are going to say, who's St. Christopher? Well, St. Christopher is the patron saint of travelers. He's a protector. And during his lifetime, he was a saint who lived during the 2nd century. And he lived near a river. And he was a pagan. Well, anyways, he eventually became a Christian. And the priest who baptized him, he asked him, he said, "How shall I serve God?" And the priest said, "Well, you want to serve God through fasting and penance and prayer." And he said, "Well, I'm more active of a person. It's hard for me to be a contemplative." So the priest said, "Well, many people are dying by the river. Why don't you carry them across?" He said, "I can do that." Now see, St. Christopher was a giant man. He was about 8 feet tall. And when many people would wade into the river, they would slip and fall and drown. But St. Christopher, being so powerful and tall, could cross the river with no danger. So today I was thinking about St. Christopher because he's been a spirit guide to me for many years and a helper. And whenever I come by a river like this, I always think of him. And I try to visualize him wading through the water and carrying people to the other shore. Now I'm going to put a picture of St. Christopher up here on the screen so you can see what he looks like. And if you notice in this image, he's crossing the stream and he's carrying a child on his shoulders. Well, the story goes that one night while St. Christopher was sitting by the stream waiting for people to come, a big storm came up. And during the storm, a child appeared to him. The child was probably about 4 years old, and the child could speak, and he said, "Would you carry me across the stream?" Well, St. Christopher was looking for the parents and thought, well, perhaps they're on the other side and they got separated. So he picked the child up and carried him out into the stream. Well, as they got to the middle of the stream, the tempest of the storm picked up, and the weight of the child increased dramatically to where St. Christopher thought that he was going to collapse. He struggled greatly and finally got to the other shore and set the child down. And when he set the child down, a beautiful luminous glow appeared around the child. And the child said, "I am Jesus Christ. I am the master of the world. You have carried the weight of the world on your shoulders." And with that, the baby Jesus disappeared. And St. Christopher has been forever known as the mystical and powerful patron. One of the things that I like the most about St. Christopher is that I think of all the saints, I can relate to him the most. He's the most pagan. After all, he was a pagan. He loved to live in nature, and supposedly, according to history, he always lived by a river, and that was his life. So I think if you want to see somebody who is attuned to nature and you want to develop your own attunement to nature, I think St. Christopher is a wonderful, wonderful example for all of us. Now, if you want to incorporate St. Christopher into your pantheon and work with his energies, he's a wonderful and gifted person. He's a wonderful friend in spirit. And one of the ways you can do that is to set up a small shrine for him. Let me give you a tour here of this little St. Christopher shrine. Now, to set up your St. Christopher shrine, it doesn't have to be complex. All I have here is a little table with a blue cloth and a statue of St. Christopher, and also a candle in blue and a glass of water. Now, some books and some traditions say that St. Christopher should have a red candle, and that would be acceptable as well because he was a martyr. But I personally prefer blue because in most of the images that I have of St. Christopher, he's wearing blue. And I relate to blue related to travel because you think of blue in the ocean when you're going on boats. It's in the sky, blue sky, traveling by airplane, blues crossing the rivers. So blue is the color I like and I associate with St. Christopher. So my altar is done in blue. But you can also do red if you like as well. Those are the two traditional colors for St. Christopher. Anyways, as you can see here, I've got this beautiful statue of St. Christopher, and this is an old Italian plaster statue. They're hard to find nowadays. This is an older one, but if you look around, you can sometimes still get them. But you'll notice that St. Christopher is dressed in his blue cloak, and his feet go down. He's walking through a stream, as you can see. Remember how I was telling you about how he crosses the stream. And in his hand, you'll notice a staff. Now, there's a tradition here, and if you look at this staff, you'll notice that it looks like a tree, almost like an asparagus or a budding palm tree. Supposedly, after St. Christopher crossed the shore, the Christ child told him, he said, "Put your staff in the ground and leave it there." And so St. Christopher put his staff in the ground. And the next morning, he was told to leave it overnight. And the next morning, a palm tree had grown where his staff was. So his staff had transformed into a palm. And that's why they show him carrying this interesting staff. So now there's the baby Jesus who he transported across the stream. And I just love this statue. Now, there are other ways you can also honor St. Christopher. One of the ways a lot of people do is to wear a St. Christopher medal. And I have two medals here that I keep on my little shrine. One is in silver, and it's St. Christopher carrying the Christ child across the stream. You can see it, the staff in hand. And I have another one in gold. This is actual real gold. It was a gift to me many years ago, and I just treasure it. So it's the same image. Sometimes he'll be walking towards the right, and sometimes, like on this one, he's facing towards the left. Either way is fine. Now, if you can't afford, a statue or don't want a statue, but you still want something else, you can also get little holy cards, and you can look online for these. Just type in St. Christopher holy cards, and these are pictures. And here's one of him crossing the stream. And I also have another one. These date from around the 1950s, these chromolithotypes. And I just think they're great. And there's one of him also wading in the stream. Now, in this one, you can see he's wearing red, which is traditional, the symbol of a martyr, because St. Christopher was killed by the emperor, the Roman emperor, when he refused to leave Christianity. So, but as you can see here, we've got this wonderful little altar set up. Now, they also make an oil for the candle, which is St. Christopher oil. I don't have that today, but in place of that, I've got a protection oil, and it's in a blue color, and protection is an acceptable oil to use as well on your candle, because St. Christopher is a great and holy protector. Now, you can also take your protection oil or St. Christopher oil and use it to anoint your altar, anoint your statues, anoint your candle, anoint your medals. So, you want to bless the altar with the holy oil. So taking your oil, you just get a little bit on your fingertip here, and you just bless and you say a prayer. You say, by this oil I invoke the presence of St. Christopher, that this statue may be a sign for him. Just put a little oil on your statue. You can also dab a little oil on each of your medals. And also, I would say on the back of your holy cards, don't touch the front. Sometimes the oil will stain them. This one happens to be coated in plastic, so it's okay, but this one is not. So just a tiny little dab on each of your items, and that'll consecrate them, and St. Christopher will work through those items. Now we can go ahead and light our candle. And as we do that, mentally call St. Christopher to you. Or actually, you can do it out loud. You can say, by the lighting of this candle, St. Christopher, we invoke you. Now each day you can put on your St. Christopher medal, and most of them have a prayer either on the front or on the back. And on the back of this one it has the prayer. And the traditional prayer associated with the St. Christopher medal is, St. Christopher, protect us. And you want to pray that each day as you put on your medal. And whenever you're in need or in danger, call on St. Christopher. Some of you I know travel the long distances to work every day, and you're traveling back and forth, and some of you have had dangers on the road. St. Christopher is a wonderful friend to have, a wonderful guide, and we'd all do well to keep him as a good friend. So anyways, this is a little bit more about St. Christopher. Well, guys, I hope this has helped you to learn a little bit more about St. Christopher. He's a wonderful friend of mine, a great protector, and a great ally in spirit. Anyways, maybe you'll explore working with him. And if you do, maybe you'll do a video response to this. I'd love to see your own medals or altars, or hear about your own experiences with this most powerful and gifted guide. Thanks for being here at Spirit Channel. Blessings to you all.